Hey, what's going on there, guys? Cuddle Truth here with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay, and today I've got a nice long video for you all. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I think it's going to be probably close to 12 or 13 minutes in length. So if you guys enjoy longer videos, sit back, grab something to eat, whatever you want, grab something to drink, and hopefully enjoy this video and commentary today. Now, this match you're going to be watching right now is some TDM on North Shark, and now some of you guys are probably annoyed of seeing some TDM on Canals gameplay. It's something that you see quite frequently on YouTube for BF3, but this match turned out to be very good for me. I think at the start here, I can't remember, maybe a 12 kill streak, something like that. In total, it turned out to be 25, but I edited parts of it out because I did die and get revived twice, and I didn't feel like leaving that in there because I guess it's technically, it's not a 25 kill streak because I did die. But the first part, I believe it was 12 kills. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it was. And also with the whole 25 kill streak, I didn't feel like leaving some parts of it in there where it was just me killing one enemy and then running around for 30 seconds trying to find, and then killing one more enemy and then running around for another 20 seconds. It would get boring, so I cut some of it out and just down to the highlights of this match, which I think it was a 500 ticket server. Very large ticket count, but it was a lot of fun to play. Had a great time. And the second part of this video, which is going to be probably about the last fourth or so, the Canals TDM gameplay takes up a good portion of it, is going to be some rush attack on Wake Island. And I also threw in a nice clip of a defensive highlight, the only highlight of the defensive round I played prior to that, which was shooting down the Viper, the attack helicopter, with an RPG. It wasn't that great of a shot, by no means the best one I've ever done. It was I guess you'd say it's an easy shot. It wasn't real difficult, but hey, I know I don't shoot down helicopters every day, so I figured I would leave that in there. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that nonetheless. And like I said, that was really the only highlight from that round specifically. But before I get into what I want to talk with you guys about today, I just want to say that at the time of recording this commentary, I have passed 2,000 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. Just want to say thank you guys so much again. All the awesome support, all the awesome feedback you leave me all. You really, I know I've talked about this prior in previous videos, but you guys really don't know how much that means to someone, a commentator. What 5 seconds of your life can do that makes hours upon hours of work worthwhile. I mean, some days it takes 5, 6 hours, believe it or not. If you've got a lot of gameplays to edit, especially some of the other guys out there, if you mainly do longer videos and you have lots of gameplay that you're trying to edit out, cut down everything, it will take you that long. And that's a long time. I mean, that's free time I'm giving up to make you guys videos. That it just take 5 seconds of your life to hey, leave a comment, leave a like button, anything like that. If you really enjoyed the video, a favorite is always appreciated by any commentator out there. It just really means a lot when I see that, and you guys are great. I really do appreciate it, even if I don't get back to your comments, which, by the way, school has been kind of getting to be a pain in the butt, even though it just started. It's going to be not a rough semester, but I'm going to need to work real hard this semester in order to do well. So if I don't get back to your comments or anything like that, even if it seems like I'm gone for a couple days, don't get a chance to watch any videos, things like that, that's why. But I just want to say thank you guys so much again. I'm going to try to do a special video, 2,000 subscriber special, on my goal is this Saturday, weather permitting. For those of you that don't know, I changed the schedule which I upload videos. It's going to be less frequent than I have before. It's going to be on Wednesdays and Saturdays now. I talked about it in a previous video. I'll link it probably in the description or on the screen if I remember to. I'll do that. But I changed it up just because for the school year starting. It's also just a permanent schedule as of right now that you guys know when I'm going to upload that way. It's not just at random times. But my goal is to do that on Saturday, weather permitting, because what I want to do is actually, what I want to do requires me to go outside. And if it's been anything like the weather the last couple of days, which it's been really cold here in Kentucky, this morning when I went to go to class, I had to scrape my car off because it had a layer of ice on it, and that was not fun. So if the weather's like that, I'm not going to go outside and do it. I may wait till it gets just a little bit warmer, but if it drags out for too long, stays cold for a really long time, I'll just change it up and do something else. But my goal is, like I said, this Saturday, weather permitting. But some of you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me babble on about stuff that you really don't care about. If you're not a subscriber, you're like, wow, I really don't care about this. Just get on to the main topic of the video, which is the G36C, which you're watching right now on screen. Now, this is a weapon that's, it's really, for me, I like to call this really the working man's gun. This is the weapon for me that it just seems like I can do well with no matter what. Now, do I have my best games with this gun? Not always. but sometimes I have some pretty darn good ones. I had a Carg Island round of Conquest where, I can't remember, might have been a 200% ticket Conquest game, and I got like 50 or 52 or something kills with this gun against guys that were playing assaults, guys that were using weapons like M4A1, A91, weapons like that were pretty good at medium to close quarters, and that's where a lot of the engagements were taking place, and I was doing pretty good in that. So I've had some good rounds with the G36C. Also had some bad rounds, just like I had with every other gun. But for the most part, I find the G36C is a weapon that I can rely on, I can go back to, and it's a gun that will do decent at everything. If you're someone who is really struggling to find a gun, it just nothing seems to work for you. You can't find the gun you like. It's just, I'm getting frustrated because I use something even like an A91 or M4A1 or AKS-74U, even sometimes a SCAR. And it's just like I can't do well with it. It's just, if it's, I'm using a fast RPM weapon like an A91 or an MTAR, it seems like, I can only do good in close quarters, or if I'm using an AKS or a SCAR or, QBZ or anything like that, I can only do good at range. If you're looking for a weapon that performs well everywhere, I'd recommend the G36C. It's just a solid weapon all around. Has the stats on the gun, they're average. They're just average stats, but the weapon just does so well everywhere. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm enjoying it so much and why I'm actually going back to it. Because for a while, I had strayed away from it. Didn't really use the weapon because I felt that the M4A1 was a better overall carbine. But breaking off from that real quick, guys, here's a situation in which a headset saved my life. I was sitting there really low on health, taking somebody on in a one-on-one straight-up gunfight. I'm going to lose, no doubt. I've got one bullet away from death, but in that situation, I could hear him running up. I knew it wasn't a friendly because there wasn't a friendly close enough in that area in which, kind of like the proximity in which I was hearing him in when he was running up. I knew it wasn't a friendly, so it had to be an enemy. And I just kind of waited till the footsteps got really loud, and I knew he was right next to me, and then I popped around the corner and shot him. And that's a situation, like I said, where a headset will save your life. So if you don't have one, I'd recommend getting one. They're not going to be, be a complete lifesaver. I'm not saying you're never going to die if you have one, but they definitely do help. Getting back to the G36C, like I said before, the stats on this gun are nothing special. They're not that great. I would say the best attribute on this weapon is its reload speed. It reloads pretty darn quick, some of the fastest in the engineer class. Almost up there with the M4A1. Even if you have exhausted your entire magazine and half the chamber of bullet, it still does really well in its reload speed. It's really fast, and that can get you out of some sticky situations, just being able to kind of hide around a corner real quick, reload, and then turn around. Or maybe the guy has like an A91, or even if he has an MTAR, he's got to take an extra second or two to reload, because both those guns do take a long time to reload. So that's one great thing about this weapon. But in terms of all the other stats in the gun, they're not that great. They're really not even worth mentioning and going into. But the weapon seems to do well in all situations. Close quarters, RPM is just fast enough to keep up. Medium range, recoil isn't too bad. I think it's got a 0.3 left and right pull and a 0.28 vertical recoil. So for the most part, its recoil is very balanced. And even its first shot recoil, which is a stat that I think it's something that's not really understood by a lot of people. That's just the first time you fire the weapon and you're bursting. It's going to kick up more than, like some weapons will kick up more than other ones. I think the G36 is like a 1.8, and I can't remember the exact stats on the other weapons. I do apologize. At the time of recording this commentary, SimThick won't load on my computer. Seems to be down. It's not like my internet's buggy or anything like that. Of all the other websites I can get on just fine, SimThick just doesn't seem to want to load. So I couldn't check the stats, but I'm kind of just going off memory right now. But other weapons in the engineer class have got a higher first shot recoil, which is the first time you fire that weapon, it's going to kick up real hard until you like basically you let off, and then you shoot again. It's going to kick up real hard again. That's the first shot recoil. And the G36C doesn't have a very high first shot recoil, and that's nice because even though sometimes that can help you get headshots, for me it just allows me to stay on target, and that's a very good attribute about this weapon. I think is really overlooked. And I think it makes it a more deadly weapon at range because the recoil is not just out of control and you're not having to really worry about compensating for that recoil. And you can just worry about just making sure that you're right on target and taking out that long range, whether it be sniper, assault guy, whatever, because this weapon definitely can do that. I've taken out snipers before, and it's capable of doing so. And as you can see in this gameplay here, I am running around here in canals in really close quarters, hip firing with a heavy barrel. Yes, I know I am using a heavy barrel, but for me, I find that this is the best attachment for the G36C in terms of the third slot. Now, am I saying, oh, it's a sin if you don't use anything else but a heavy barrel? No. As I'm torching the guy right there, I think that's the second guy of Marshmallowed. Here comes number 3 right now. is another marshmallow that's cooked and ready to go. But I just love running around sometimes with a repair tool in TDM, and unfortunately couldn't get the guy behind me. He took me out. But it is I played a couple nights ago with one of my bud squids, and we ended up doing that. I ran around with the repair tool, and it's a lot of fun sometimes to do that. So there's a chopper shots on the RPG shot on the helicopter. Like I said, wasn't that great, but hey, I don't shoot down choppers every day, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But am I saying, is it a sin if you don't use the heavy barrel on the G36? No, because you can certainly use whatever you want. I've run the flash suppressor, I've run the regular suppressor, I've run laser sights, tack ladder I really wouldn't recommend, don't need it. But you can use whatever you want. It's just a matter of personal preference. I find the G36C works the best with a heavy barrel for me, allows me to be even more accurate at range, and sometimes you'll see me run a foregrip on. The foregrip is kind of one of those toss-ups on this gun. Some people are just religious and never running a foregrip. I will run it if I think I do better with the weapon, and you should too. If you can't kill anyone and you're not running a foregrip on the gun, change it up, run a foregrip, see how you do. It's just a matter of testing it out, and don't do, oh, 1 life, I spawn, run 5 steps, shoot an enemy, and then he kills me. Oh, the foregrip's bad. No, don't measure it off that. Run for, go. That's one of the reasons why I play TDM sometimes. Mess around with your attachments. Go find a regular EA server that's 100 tickets. It's, a pretty quick match. You can test out a certain setup and see how it works for you. And run a match, maybe 2 matches with a foregrip on, and then 2 matches with a foregrip off, and see how you do. Personally, it's just how my aim is this day, or what particular day I'm playing. If my aim is, spot on, I'm not really having to worry about much, and it's just like I'm doing, really good. Then some days I'll run it really without a foregrip. If it's kind of a little bit shaky, honestly, run a foregrip. Why? Because it helps me control the recoil. Even though, like I said, the recoil isn't just a lot, that foregrip really, that's the added bonus. I think it brings your left and right pulls down to 0.2 or 0.201. Once again, I'm going off of memory here. So it does bring it down just a little bit, makes it more controllable. So that's one of the reasons why I will run a foregrip if I'm just struggling with the weapon, just hitting my targets. I really need the recoil to be less, and just worry about compensating for the vertical recoil. I'll run the foregrip heavy barrel combo, because that way all I have to worry about basically is just pulling straight down on the thumbstick in order to control the weapon, which it is very easy to do. Now, how about the optics? The optics is just really, once again, a matter of personal preference. Some days I run the Cobra, some days I run the Reflex. On occasion, I'll run the Hollow. I used to more. Now I've kind of strayed away from the Hollow on a lot of my guns, just because I like the smaller zoom of the Cobra and the Reflex. Some weapons I will run a Hollow, it just seems like it does good with that. On occasion, LMGs I will. On some assault rifles, I'll run a holographic, but for the most part, I like the Reflex or the Cobra, and it's just kind of whatever I feel like running. If I feel like running a Reflex, I will. If I feel like running a Cobra on it, I will. Once again, it's a matter of personal preference. So this video is coming to a close right here. As you can see, I cut that out, but we did end up winning this round of Wake Island Rush. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me your thoughts about the G36C below in the comment section. I'm having trouble talking during this commentary today. But like I said, guys, it's a working man's gun. It's a really fun gun to use, because it does good in all situations. Now, you won't be the best in all scenarios, but by all means, you will not be lacking. If you go in close quarters, you can measure up to an M4A1. You go out to range, you can measure up to even the ACWR or QBZ or AKS-74U, guns like that, and you'll still do pretty good. So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it very much, and see you guys next time.